Welcome back, everybody, and what's going on? I hope that you've had a great week. So, it is time to go over our September build contest. Now, the rules that we went with were relatively simple, straightforward. We went along the lines of Bethesda's contest, okay, which with the primary focus is the exterior and the landscaping. And it kind of shows how you're rebuilding Appalachia. Now, I did have one special request, which was don't use any prefab structures. And the intent of that was that it forces you to go into that menu and learn how to navigate it and learn where some of this stuff was at. This is kind of a practice run for you. So I did take it easy on you, but that does not mean that the camps that were entered are taking it easy on you. Some of these things are really, really well done. So, with that being said, let's take a look. Well, this is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to try and explain what I'm looking at really quickly. So, look at all the freaking rocks that he has merged into the ground. Well, not merged. I keep freaking wanting to say merged. Yeah, no, they're just pushed in there. But he's created this, that flooring texture with all those different landscaping rocks, which came out really, really beautiful. And some of this stuff, this would have been time consuming as heck before the new build system. And now you can work at a much, much quicker pace when it comes to doing this stuff. And look at the new build set on the left, the walls. Not often do we get to say this, but hey, great job, Bethesda. That build kit, there's tons of wall options and everything. The texturing looks nice. The graphics don't look potatoey. You did a really good job. So, yeah, hats off. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. But this is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. You did a fantastic job creating this scene. And yeah, the primary focus is on the exterior and your landscaping, stuff like that. But guys, take a look at this. I want you to pay attention to this terrarium. That terrarium, that would have been a nightmare to get all the stuff in here because that is a display case. And he's got bones in there. He's got the little crabby trap in there, some landscaping stones, the plants. Just that right here. Take a picture, boom. Just that one little section, that would have been a freaking nightmare before this new build system. So that's what gets me excited because you get to see all this crazy crap that people are coming up with. Speaking of crazy crap, Lady H, this one's going to be terrible for me to freaking explain. And what I recommend that you do is watch this twice. So off to the right here, she's got a saw. You can see the logs laying on the ground. She's made a rip saw for these giant logs, which again, guys, use pre-existing stuff that you find out there in the wasteland whenever possible. Look at that. She boxed in all these landscaping rocks. She's got the pagoda roofs sitting there, all stacked up like it's building materials, just waiting to be used. All the broken walls, I absolutely love the way that that came out. Broken walls are a great way to get away with creating a lot of different texture. Look at the saw. She's got the weight bench, the radiation glove machine. She's got the saw blade, the benches that you slide the log down. Over here, with it looks like there's equipment sunk down into the ground, and there's so freaking much. I would have to. I could literally narrate this one camp for 20 minutes just on all the different crap that she's created. And what a phenomenal job. You did a beautiful job. It is extremely convincing that this would be a legitimate outpost out there in the wasteland. Aside from a few Atom Shop items and everything, this looks very natural. And again, great use of the broken wall textures, especially that log wall kit. If you look, you'll see some clean, round log posts. And it might be the ones that she just, cut to length and stuff and did what she had to do with her saw. But very, very good. I absolutely love that build. Baker Boy, this one, this is another one that you could take 20 freaking minutes looking at all this. And I did say no prefab structures like buildings. This is not a building at the boat, okay? And look at all the stuff that he put on here, all the texturing. He's got nets hanging from the bottom of it. All those signs, the signage is fantastic. Look at the handrail though, okay? Those porch railings, I don't think some of you might understand how difficult that would have been in the past. Damn near impossible in some cases because you had to put a porch down and then put your hand railing, delete the porch, your hand railing would stay in place. And now you don't have to do that. You can actually use the hand railing as hand railing. Imagine that. But the use of the textures and everything, this paints a really, really cool scene. I love the vendor being mushed down on the top of the boat. It does have a little life raft boat hanging off the side of it. You've got the barrels hanging off the side of it that create extra textures and everything. This is just beautifully done. You did a fantastic job, sir. And my hat is off. Absolutely love it. In the front there was a defense wall. You've got your raider cages on here. Look at all the texture it creates. And that is a huge thing. I love the additional tires that you've added to the side of that because they've got the plant life in them. The back of this thing. So there's a couple kiddie rides that are on the back. It's that rocket kiddie ride. That was really clever. I like that. I've seen it done on some other things, but it looks really good and used in this situation. But a great job, Baker. This is beautiful. I mean, all of these are beautiful, guys. It's absolutely amazing what some of you have done. And as I have been navigating the wasteland, because I perv on people's camps all the time, I record a lot. And there's some crap out there right now that I would absolutely love to show you guys. It is exactly what I was expecting from this new build system. And I can't show you because they haven't released the videos, and I don't want to put their camps out on YouTube and spoil it. You know what I mean? That would be a real dick move. So I'm kind of waiting. But yeah, wow. It's a lot of stuff like this, and even crazier than what you guys are seeing in these builds. Some people didn't enter because they're taking some time to really, really dig into the experimenting with the build system. And I'm kind of like the people who entered here. I'm like, oh, I got to get in there and just immediately try to make something, you know, where some people are being really, really meticulous about the builds. But this is very, very beautiful, man. Frickin' bravo. And then we have Goldfinger. Pay attention to all of the walkways, okay? So obviously in a lot of situations, some of the catwalk systems, you could blueprint them with a rug and make them free place anywhere that you wanted to. You don't have to do that. So this makes life a lot easier. You can just free place that stuff. I love what you did using the fence posts on there. And then you see the wires connecting all those fence posts? There's an actual power connector, like a little insulator, that is inside those posts, hidden. So it just looks like it's wire going from post to post. They've done a really good job hiding the actual power connectors. So extremely convincing. That is a very good technique. And I've done that in the past before this building system. And yeah, that can get tedious sometimes. But again, it's amazing. It's amazing. Goldfinger is a phenomenal freaking builder. And the proof's in the pudding, you know. But you have painted a fantastic scene here. I absolutely love it. Great job. And then we have Widow Bite. This is a really, really well done spaceship, okay? And again, our focus is on the exterior and your landscaping. The exterior of this is beautiful. Look at the lights. Those are those anniversary lights for the ball drop. And they look really, really good placed like that. But this is very beautifully done. And again, you know, we are focusing on the exterior mainly just because of the Bethesda rules on this one. But look at the interior on this. This is fantastic. Absolutely beautifully done. Look at all the consoles over there. And that's what's great about this new building system. You can mush things into other things, and there's very little repercussions from it. I This opens up just so many options, guys. So many freaking options. And I've been playing. Obviously, I'm on every day. But I've been playing around with some of the different ideas that I've had with shoving other objects together and trying to make something look new. I can't wait to see what the Akirs end up doing because they're them people, you know. They like to use different objects that wouldn't normally go together. But here, this is a prime example of what you can do. This is amazing. And I love that boss medallion. If you guys didn't see that, you need to go look again. It's on the roof. So the underside of that boss medallion, it has that same image on the bottom. So she used it for her ceiling piece. And fantastic job. Vi, this is a funny story, and I want to talk about dedication to getting your stuff out there. So you can see the camera movement was really fast there for a minute. But funny thing, Vi had some real life stuff going on, and she messaged me and she's like, I am not going to have time to be able to do this. And she was just really, really sad about it. And she has a great spouse. And he said, you know what? I'm going to take care of this stuff. Go ahead, take the time and film it really quick. And that's what she did. She filmed it really quick. And you can tell because the camera movement was so fast. Vi, and I'm just busting your chops. I absolutely love you, girl. And, you know, give your hubby a big hug and a kiss. You know, tell him it's from a dirty, freaking smelly teddy bear. Because I guarantee you my costume cannot smell good after all this time in the wasteland. But it's fantastic that you were able to get it filmed and everything. And again, you know, obviously we're focusing on the exterior and everything, but you're one of them, like the women of the wasteland, the Nuka violets out there in the world that use these vibrant, bright colors for your lighting, and it makes things stand out. You're always very, very good at your lighting. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and it looks like a junky freaking mess that you would come across in the wasteland. And I love that. I love the red or the kelp on the walls. It it looks like it's kind of overgrown. You did a fantastic job. All of you did a fantastic job. It was very beautifully done. So, special thank you to everybody who did participate because without you people, this wouldn't be happening. I wouldn't be doing this stuff if you guys weren't participating. And I really appreciate it because I get to see some amazing stuff and we get to share it with everybody else. That's inspiring. That's really cool. So, and thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate Humble Trav, Ren. You guys volunteered to do some of the judging, and I'm glad that you did because, well, this is a little bit difficult, obviously. This is the first one of, the new building system and everything. So let's get into it. Let's see what the judges thought. Now, first off, we're going to take a look at what Ren thought. He has Dead Guy Crafts, Lady H, Baker Boy 76, Goldfinger 76, and Vi. Humble Trav places Lady H, Dead Guy Crafts, Vi, Goldfinger 76, and then Widow Bite. And now here's what my picks were. So I placed it as Lady H, Baker Boy 76, Dead Guy Crafts, Widow Bite, and Vi. Now what do the numbers mean? Please somebody tell me. I'm not going to lie, it took all three of us to figure out this extremely complicated, very basic math. But after we combine our votes and then tally everything up, in first place we have Lady H. In second, Dead Guy Crafts. In third, Bigger Boy 76. In fourth, Vi. Fifth place goes to Goldfinger 76. And our honorable mention this week is Widow Bite. And Widow Bite, I think that you would have actually done quite a bit higher on this one if we would have seen more of the exterior. because this was a Bethesda related contest and they did focus on the exterior, and we didn't get a lot of that in your video. So I don't think there's anything wrong with your build by any means. I think it's fantastic, but I think if we would have seen more of it, it would have put you up higher in the rankings there. But I thank you guys all for your participation. And the top five is back on October 12th is your deadline. The deadline for the top five Halloween special is also on the 12th. And it's because I'm giving myself some time. I'm going to take your Halloween entries um, and do an additional thing with them, which on top of the top five, I'm going to make a music video for you guys to kind of celebrate Halloween. And I'm going to do it in a much lighter style than what I did the Marilyn Manson mashup. But this is going to be for fun. It's celebrating Halloween. I don't want to terrify people and have to end up in court while they go through therapy. So yeah, it's not going to be like that. So get your entries in. I will see you in the next one, and I love you.